Hello, welcome back to the lecture series on Geography of India. Today, we will discuss on one of the most important topic, the physiographic divisions of India. Now to start with, the first and foremost thing is to remember here is that whenever we talk about physical division of India, it is very important that we should not confine just to the theory. First, we need a continuous mapping to understand. Most of the students feels that the physiography of India is a topic where you have to memorize and learn a lot. But it is not the case. If you understand the elements very carefully, you will have a brief idea about sequential process. Once you have that, this topic will be a very interesting one. So without any further ado, let's start our session. The topics in this content are as follows. The formation of physical features in India, the 6 major physiographic divisions of India are discussed, the basic introduction to Himalayas, the divisions of Himalayas, both longitudinal and latitudinal divisions, the syntaxial bends of Himalayas, glaciers of Himalayas, and finally the influence of Himalayas in Indian continent. To understand the physical features of India, we need to know how these physical features are formed and evolved. India has a great diversity of landforms, mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, hills, islands, etc. They have been formed in different ways at a different period of time. They are constantly being modified and reshaped by the internal and the external forces of the earth. Now we have already talked about the formation of Indian landmass in the introductory section. Moving forward, now let's understand what is the basis for different physical features in India. Why this variation mainly occur? It mainly attributed to the following reasons. First one, variation in rock formation. Second one, weathering, erosion and deposition. And the third one, plate tectonics, fault, faulting, volcanic activity. Then the last one, Gondwana, Angara and the Tethys. 3. Plate boundaries, convergent, divergent and transform. Most volcanoes and earthquake occurs at plate margin, some within the plates. We can discuss one by one. First one is rock types. Rock types we already know there are 3 rock types. Igneous, formed from the molten magma. Sedimentary rocks formed from the layers of sediments which were squeezed. Metamorphic rocks formed by the intensive pressure and temperature either on the igneous and sedimentary rocks. Next is weathering, erosion and deposition. Disintegration of rocks into small pieces is weathering, and these rock mass pushed away by any force, it can be air, water or wind, leads to erosion, and finally it would move somewhere and deposit somewhere. All these 3 processes occur in glacier region, arid region, water region and underground water, the karst topography. Next is the plate tectonics. Plate tectonics. There is a single landmass called Pangaea surrounded by a large ocean called Pandalasa. Slowly and gradually this Pangaea started drifting northern part called Angara or Laurasia land and southern part called Gondwana land, and the region is separated by Tethys Sea. With gradual deposition from both the sides, this leads to the formation of young fold mountains and the northern plains. Later on, there was a theory focused on plate tectonics which explains about plates with certain movements called plate margin or plate boundaries. Rising energy currents tear the crust apart, dividing it into large fragments called tectonic or lithospheric plates. According to the earth scientists, the crust of the earth has been formed out of 7 major and some minor plates. The movement of the plate results in building up of stresses within the plates and the continental rocks above, leading to folding, faulting and volcanic activity. There are three basic movements of these plates. Convergent. When two plates come close together, we call it as convergent. Divergent. When two plates move away, then it is divergent. Transform. When two plates slide past on another. The important thing to notice that the most of the volcanic and earthquake activity occur in plate margin or plate boundaries. The ring of fire, also referred to as the circum-Pacific belt, is a path along the Pacific Ocean characterized by active volcanoes and frequent earthquakes. It is largely a result of plate tectonics where massive Pacific plate interacts with less dense plates surrounding it. The majority of Earth's volcanic eruptions and earthquakes take place along the ring of fire. The ring of fire is home to more than 450 active and dormant volcanoes, forming a semicircle or horseshoe around the rim of Pacific Ocean. The movement of these lithospheric plates have changed the position and size of the continents over millions of years. These movements have also influenced the evolution of present landform features of India. Now, we will be focusing the major physiographic division of India. When we talk about physiographic divisions, our country is broadly classified into 6 divisions. India's natural features divided broadly into 6 physical units. First one, the Great Northern Mountains. The second one, the Northern Plains. Third one, the Peninsular Plateau. Fourth one, the desert. Fifth one, the coastal plains. And the last one, the island groups of India. Now, we can move to most important comprehensive session that I could say is Himalayan region. Let's see the formation of the youngest fold mountain system in the world, Himalayas. The Himalayan mountain range was formed a few million years ago due to the collision of two tectonic plates, namely Eurasian plate and the Indo-Australian plate. Himalayan mountains have come out of a great geosyncline called the Tethys, and that the uplift has taken place in different phases. Due to this collision, the edges of these plates began to fold, which in turn resulted in the formation of Himalayas. The word Himalaya means abode of snow in Sanskrit. This mountain are permanently snow clouds, hence it is known as Himalayas or Himadri. Geologically, Himalaya is a young mountain and it is made up of granite sedimentary rock. Structurally, Himalaya is a type of fold mountain that is made up of by convergence of the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. Himalayas are one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. The Himalayas consist of high peaks due to the fast-flowing rivers, deep valleys and gorges. This created ruggedness on this landmass. This is the reason we don't have much rail networks in this area. Move on to the extent of Himalayas. Himalayan mountain ranges start from Pamir North in the west and extend up to Purvachal in the east, and there is a chain of mountains. They stretch almost uninterruptedly for about 2,400 km and form an arc. The width of this mountain belt varies between 500 km in Kashmir to 200 km in Arunachal Pradesh. The highest peak of the world, Mount Everest, is situated in this area. It spread into the 7 states like Jammu Kashmir, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, West Bengal, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. The whole Himalayan region is tectonic active, hence it is prone to earthquakes and landslide disasters. Bright sunshine in heavy snowfall areas leads to excessive snowmelt which causes avalanche disasters in the Himalayan region. Physiography of the Himalayas can be understood better by dividing it into two parts. Longitudinal or vertical divisions, that is from west to east, and the second one is the latitudinal divisions, that is from north to south. Let's see first the longitudinal division of Himalayas. The division of Himalayas based on the regions from west to east extent also known as longitudinal division of Himalayas. Indian Himalayas are divided longitudinally into 4 divisions from west to east. The first one, the Kashmir or Punjab or Himachal Himalayas. The second one is Kumaon Himalayas. The third one is the Central or Nepal Himalayas. The last one is the Assam or the Eastern Himalayas. These divisions are mainly demarcated by rivers, so the extreme northwest lies between Indus and Satluj, traditionally known as Punjab Himalayas. But regionally, it is also known as Kashmir or Himachal Himalayas. The Karakoram, Ladakh and Saskar ranges also come in the Kashmir Himalayas. The Ladakh cold desert is located within the Kashmir Himalayas and is in the northeastern part of the Kashmir Himalayas. It lies between the Karakoram range and the Himadri range. Famous freshwater lakes like Dal Lake and Vular Lake are also in the Kashmir Valley. The Siachen Glacier and Boltaro Glacier are also found in Kashmir Himalayas. The Kashmir Himalayas are also famous for Kareva formations. Kareva in Kashmir language refer to the lake deposit found in the flat-topped terraces of the Kashmir Valley and on the flanks of Pirpanjal range. These karevas are famous for the cultivation of saffron, a local variety of saffron. Important mountain passes in Kashmir Himalayas are Sojila, Panjal, Lanakla, Changla, Banihalla, Akhil Pass, Mintaka Pass, etc. The part of the Himalayas lies between Satluj and Kali River is known as Kumaon Himalayas. Kumaon Himalayas is also called Himachal Himalayas and Uttarakhand Himalayas. Dunes are longitudinal valleys lying between the Lesser Himalayas and Shivalik mountain ranges. Dehradun and Kotli Dune are the important well-known dunes. The famous pilgrimages such as Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath and Hemkund are also located in the Kumaon Himalayas. The famous Valley of Flowers is located in the region. Baralachala, Debra Pass, Rohtang Pass and Shipkila mountain passes are located in the Himachal Himalayas. Lipu Lake, Mana Pass, Manakha Dwar, Niti Pass, Mulingla mountain passes are located in this Uttarakhand Himalayas. The Kali and Teesta River demarcate the Nepal Himalayas, the tallest section of Himalayas. Mountain Everest, the highest peak in the world, is located in the Nepal Himalayas. The Kosi and Teesta River demarcate the Sikkim Himalayas, finally forms the Central Himalayas. The Assam Himalayas lies between River Teesta and Dihang River, forms the eastern part of Himalayas, also known as Purvachal. Darjeeling Himalayas is famous for tea cultivation. A varieties of orchids are found in Assam Himalayas. Natula and Jelipla are the mountain passes located in Sikkim. Bomtila, Dihang Pass and Chagan Pass are located in Arunachal Pradesh. Other hills in eastern parts are Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills and Mizo Hills. So this is all about west to east extent of Himalayas. Till now we understand Himalayas from west to east. Now it's time to understand Himalayas latitudinal division, that is from north to south or top to bottom. It is classified into three subdivisions: Himalayan range first one, second one the Trans-Himalayan range and the last one the Eastern Himalayan range or Purvachal. In this latitudinal extent, the Himalayan range consists of three parallel ranges. First one, Greater Himalayas or Himadri. Second one, Lesser or Middle or Himachal Himalayas. The third one, Outer Himalayas, also known as Shivaliks. Himalayas between Tibet and Ganga plain is a succession of three parallel ranges. The ranges are separated by deep valleys, creating a highly dissected topography. First one, Greater Himalayas or Himadri. The northernmost range is known as Greater Himalayas or Inner Himalayas or Himadri. It is the most continuous range, consists of loftiest peaks with an average height of 6,000 meters and width lies between 120 to 190 kilometers. It has high peaks like Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Makalu, Dhaulagiri, Nanga Parvat, etc. Mount Everest is the highest peak of the world and Kanchenjunga is the highest peak of Himalayas in India. The main passes exist in this range, namely Baralachala, Shipkila, Nathula, Sojila, etc. The Ganga and Yamuna rivers originates from these Himalayas. It remains snow-covered throughout the year, resulting into the formation of glaciers and some perennial rivers. The second one is the Lesser or Middle or Himachal Himalayas. Towards little south, we will come across the Lesser or Middle or Himachal forms the most rugged mountain system. These are little smaller compared to Himadri with an average elevation varies from 3,700 to 4,500 meters and the average width is about 50 kilometers. The important mountain ranges of Lesser Himalayan region like Pirpanjal forms the longest and the most important one. The Dhauladhar and Mahabharat range are also prominent ones. This region is well known for its four hill stations like Shimla, Dalhousie, Darjeeling, Chakarta, Mussoorie, Nainital, etc. Valleys like Kashmir, Kulu, Kangra, etc. The last one is the Outer Himalayas or Shivalik. And the last and the third part of the Himalayas, that is the outermost range, is called Shivaliks. This Himalayan region consists some of the smallest peak of the Himalayas up to an elevation of about 900 to 1100 meters and the width lies between 10 to 50 kilometers. The rivers from the upper Himalayan region are responsible for creating the Shivalik ranges. These ranges are composed of unconsolidated rock material, so these ranges are prone to earthquakes and landslides. These longitudinal valleys lying between Lesser Himalayas and Shivaliks are called dunes like Dehra Dune, Kotli Dune and Patli Dune, etc. Extension of Shivalik Hill Range. It extends west-northwestward for more than 1000 miles from Teesta River in Sikkim state, northeastern India, through Nepal, across northwestern India and into northern Pakistan. The Shivalik are known by different names in different areas. In Jammu region, it is known as Jammu Hills. In Arunachal Pradesh, it is known as Dafla, Miri, Abor and Mishmi Hills. In Uttarakhand, it is known as the Dahang Range, Dudhwa Range. In Nepal, it is known by the name Churia Ghat Hills. The second important division under the latitudinal extent of Himalaya is Trans-Himalayan Mountains. The Trans-Himalayas are the ranges that run immediately to the north of Great Himalayan Ranges. It is also known as the Tibet Himalayas because most of it is located in Tibet. It runs about 1000 km from east to west with an average height of about 3000 meters. Mount K2 or Godwin Austen is the second highest peak in the world after Mount Everest. Mount K2 is on this Karakoram range. It consists of the mountain ranges of Kailash, Ladakh, Saskar and Karakoram ranges. First one, Karakoram range. These ranges create India's frontier with China and Afghanistan. Karakoram range is the northernmost range in the Trans-Himalayan mountains. The average width of the Karakoram range is 120 to 140 km. The majority of the peaks hardly ever fall below 5,500 meters. The height of some of the mountain is more than 8,000 meters above sea level. The second highest peak in the world is Mount K2. It is also called Godwin Austen. The second one is Ladakh range. Ladakh range of the Trans-Himalayan ranges is located north of Leh. The Ladakh plateau is located to the northeast of Karakoram ranges. It is split up into several mountains and plains. It is the highest plateau of Indian Union and has many table lakes, Aksai Chin and Zoda plains. This range is amalgamated with Kailash range in Tibet. Next range is the Saskar range. Saskar range of Trans-Himalayas is located in Indian Ladakh. The average height of the Saskar range is about 6,000 meters. This range splits up Saskar from Ladakh. Nanga Parvat is in the Saskar range. The next mountain range is the Kailash mountain range. Kailash mountain range is one of the most complex and the highest part of the Trans-Himalayas. It is situated in the southwestern part of Tibet and it is a leading holy site for both Buddhists and Hindus. It is also the emerging point of the Indus River. The last latitudinal division of Himalayas is the Purvachal Himalayas. Eastern Hills or the Purvachal is a southward extension of Himalayas running along the northeastern edge of India. At the Dihang Gorge, the Himalayas take a sudden southward bend and form a series of comparatively low hills which are collectively called as the Purvachal. Purvachal hills are convex to the west. They run along the India-Myanmar border extending from Arunachal Pradesh in the north to Mizoram in the south. It is made up of sandstone or sedimentary rocks. Tribal groups practice the Juming cultivation in this region. The Purvachal Himalayas is comprised of the following hills which are arranged from north to south. First one Patkai Bum, second one Naga Hills, third one Manipur Hill, and the last one Mizo Hills. Patkai Bum and Naga Hills form the watershed between India and Myanmar. Barak, a tributary of Meghna, is an important river in Manipur and Mizoram. Manipur's physiography is distinguished by the Loktak Lake, which is engulfed by mountains from all sides. Mizoram, also called the Molasses Basin, is made up of soft, non-viscous deposit. So far, we have discussed the formation of Himalayas, divisions of Himalayas, both latitudinal and longitudinal. I hope you all got a clear idea about Himalayas of part 1. See you all in the next session with part 2 Himalayas. Till then, bye.